Setting this up here. I do it every time, huh? All right, so I'm here a bit early, so I'm just gonna hang out with you all. Didn't mean to click the live so fast, but actually I'm just about right on time. So a minute early. But what's up? What's up? Thanks so much, Belly, for becoming a Fist Bump fan member here on YouTube. It means so much. We've actually got a lot of new members in there, and we just dropped some cool stuff in there. You're gonna get some early access to content, and we have 2 challenges in there right now. So go ahead and check that out. Yeah, so I'm gonna prepare my notes here. Let some people pile in, just because I'm a little bit early, and then we'll get right to it. Chat filters. Okay, I see some likes in the chat. What's up? What's up? Okay, so it's 2 o'clock on the dot. Today is a busy day for me. As many of you all know, we're starting a brand new 75-day strength and conditioning challenge. It's going to be more than just fitness. It's going to encompass the 4 areas of our life. That's going to be fitness, food, family, and focus. So mind state, mental health over everything else, being motivated, all that good stuff. So welcome to the chat. I see Tiffany's in the chat. What's up? That's the first lady of HoyPRO. We have Kathy, Luli HD. I would like to find a way to save the chat for later. I've been looking through the looking through to try to see how I can find a way to do that. But if you all don't see, if you look into the chat right now, there is a community survey that we have. It's pinned to the very top. You can see it pinned to the very top of the chat here. I'm going to go over some of those things that we talked about in the chat. I start filming tomorrow for 75 Hoy. So if you haven't voiced your opinion, I've gotten a lot of insights from you all as far as hundreds of people have already submitted into that survey. It's going to ask you a few questions, and I think not only is this going to be great for you all to help contribute to what this challenge becomes, but it's also going to be a great way to kind of do a memory jog for yourself and get focused going into 75 Hoy, knowing what kind of exercises that you want to improve in, knowing pretty much what you want to get out of this challenge, what you want to focus on, etc. So I think it's really, really helpful, not only to the people who are going to do this challenge, but also for yourself as you get ready to go into it to go ahead and complete that. So you can find a link pinned to the top of this chat and also down below in the description. Make sure you check that out. Speaking of the description, if you all seen, I got the drip, the 75 Hoy merch is available in the description. So we're starting this challenge now in 2 weeks. So if you want to have access to, if you want to start day one, already having this package delivered to you, you have ample time to go ahead and get the merch right now. And for the people who do get the merch, take a screenshot with yourself or a photo with yourself, send it to me via millionaire@hoypro.com or in my DMs. And I'm going to go ahead and post you to my socials. I like to get a lot of you all together and kind of show some unity and solidarity as we wear the pride on our shirt, as we're all in this together, pushing through to be our very best as we get right into summer. So I'm going to check the chat, and then I'm going to go over what we're going to go. Wow, it's so hot in here. It's just the lighting. I think my body just knows to sweat whenever I'm in the gym, to be honest with you. So Joe Kane said, can I ask, I do 20 pounds for arms, full amount of time. Can I use heavier to failure? It really depends on what your goals are. If you are looking for more hypertrophy, I do recommend gradually increasing your weight. And it depends on the exercise as well. So if you're doing 20-pound curls, you can get a lot of work done, with the curls. But if you're doing 20-pound chest press, over time you do want to increase that weight, or a 20-pound goblet squat. So it depends on the exercise. It depends on your goals. So overall, it depends. But if you're feeling like it's a little light when you're doing like maybe over 12 reps with it, and you're like, I can go 16, you might want to add a little bit of weight, maybe a 22-pound or 25-pound, etc. Right? So, what's up, Jody? Jacqueline? Yeah, so also, this is the final week for our HoyPRO sale. We're doing 25% off of our already discounted annual membership on HoyPRO. So if you all don't know, the annual plan is already 25% off of paying month to month. So we're adding an additional 25% on top of that, which is like giving you $105 towards your next year of health and fitness. So go ahead and check that link out. This expires on the 31st of March, but at 6 o'clock p.m. All right, so it's not 12 o'clock, it's at 6 o'clock p.m. because that's when the day ends on Vimeo. So make sure you check that out for the link down below in the description. And while I'm looking through the chat, I want to ask you all a question. And you all can fill this in. As we go into 75 Hoy, or even if you're not doing 75 Hoy, what is one exercise that you would like to improve on over the next 75 days? All right, I'm asking this because I'm going to start filming this challenge tomorrow. And I want to create, so many of you all want something that's going to kind of show some progression as we're going through this challenge, all right? And one thing I really want to work on when it comes to 75 Hoy is not just aimlessly or having aimless goals. So we're going to tie everything together and making sure that we're all progressing, and you know what you focus on is what progresses. Okay, so I want to have kind of a fitness assessment workout, or not a fitness assessment, but kind of like a workout that goes through a lot of different exercises that we want to improve on, that's going to showcase your progression as we go on through this challenge. So I'm thinking day one will be that fitness assessment. And then we're going to do it on day one. Then on day 25, we're going to come back and do that same workout again and see how we progress day 50, and then day 75 to finish. All right. So that way we are tracking and measuring. And as we're going throughout the other weeks, we're focusing on knowing that we're coming up on being retested on that. All right. So keeping that focus in our mind, making sure we're focused on our posture, on, you know, improving with the weight, improving with our form, etc. Right. So let me know what you want to improve on. I know a lot of people want to work on their push-up. A lot of people want to work on their squat, you know, their lunge. Some people want to work on their burpee. Some people say, please never, ever say the word burpee again. And I'm getting into that as well. So let me see what we have down here. So, hey, shout out to Jody. She ordered her 75 Hoy shirt, so she's going to have that. Make sure you just take a picture with that. I know you're good on stuff like that from previous shirts that we've done. And I'm going to post you into social. And I'd like to make a collage of a lot of us, you know, sharing our 75 Hoy pride as we go into this challenge. I always, like I said with the workouts, when we start, I like to start with good energy, all right? So the same thing for a challenge. If we start the challenge with momentum, with energy, it can carry us all the way through the challenge. So let's get all our pride together, all our energy, all our, you know, big old bright juicy smiles, and, you know, crush this challenge together. So let me see. In the chat, we have push-ups. So people want to improve on their push-ups. I see Tabata. I see, where are we at? Oh, y'all, I'm a little bit here. Lunges or squats. Is there anything that you want to really improve your form on? I know some people want to improve grip strength, wrist strength, etc. Let me see. For me personally, I like to improve on things that are hinge related. So my deadlift, my good morning, my swing. I almost said kettlebell swing, but I don't do a lot of kettlebell workouts due to a lot of people not necessarily having that equipment. So if you think about like the one dumbbell workouts, they're kind of like the kettlebell workouts, but just using a dumbbell. So some people kind of use that with the kettlebell as well. But just my hinge, just because that's something I've really been making a lot of traction on, just improving my posture from years. I mean, honestly, decades of sitting. Like I've been into computers since I was 5 years old, right? So in video games, so a lot of sitting, a lot of editing and stuff like that. So things that I'm really looking forward to working on are posture related, like my forward rounded shoulders. I have a bit of upper cross syndrome and lower cross syndrome, a bit of an asymmetrical hip shift on one side, which leads to like a bit of supination on one of my feet. So I've kind of got a lot of work going on, but that's what happens. You know, all of our bodies are unique. I'm 41 years old. I've been in this body for 41 years. So it's going to have some wear and tear on it. But as long as we're able to acknowledge where we're at, there's always room for improvement. So I've been making a lot of progress with my hinge movements, a lot of progress which incorporates like core strength and, you know, pretty much your entire body. So Those are things that I like to work on. But I know some people want to work on their balance. They want to work on their coordination. They want to work on, strength in certain exercises. But I'm asking this specifically because I would love to add those things that you all would like to improve into our repeated workout that we come back to improve progress. All right. So I know push-ups are going to be in there for sure. I'm questioning whether or not to add burpees because I know so many people may have knee issues or don't want to do a burpee, or maybe add a burpee and with the option of doing a crawl. And in the 75 Hoy guide, I'm going to have it to where for each workout, you're going to write down how many reps you did, the weight that you used, how you feel about your form, etc. All right. So, and then you'll be able to track that for a week, for day 1, day 25, day 50, and then day 75. So we're really just looking for progression. All right. And then we're going to have a lot of fun in between, a lot of other stuff, to answer a few questions that people have. A lot of people were saying that they want to see, cardio days, and they want to see, like HIIT workouts and stuff like this, like that. This will be a strength and conditioning challenge. But the great thing about 75 Hoy is that there are 2 workouts per day. So you have 45-minute strength and conditioning. We're going to be doing new workouts. So tomorrow I'm going to start on a 75-day run of editing. All right. So I'm giving myself 2 weeks in advance, so I make sure that I don't have any hiccups as far as editing, making sure the weeks get out on time. I really want to release a full week in advance. So on the Sunday for the following week, I'm going to release Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. All right, and Sunday for the next week. And then just like release those in a week. So you all can look at your week, you all can plan in advance, and that way it's easier for you to stay on track with what you're going to do. Just making sure you're staying on track with 75 Hoy. But for those people who want, the HIIT and the more advanced stuff, I will be sprinkling it in some surprise and some bonus workouts outside of 75 Hoy during this challenge. I'm still going to be creating content that's going to go on YouTube outside of this challenge. So, keep those suggestions coming. I am going to be adding them, but we won't be doing those in 75 Hoy. And the first week of the program, we're going to have it to where you're having like kind of an introduction week where we're going to, have the first day that I just talked about, but then also, kind of get into the groove and things, because as we go into a challenge like this, the first 2 weeks are really the toughest. And the toughest part about that is not how hard the workout is. It's really just adjusting and just adjusting in your schedule, just making sure that you're staying on track with, all the different things that we're going to be doing throughout this for the different areas of our life, but then also adjusting with your body, being sore, not having that resentment, like, oh, I don't want to do this tomorrow. All right. So we're going to ease into it for the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks. And then, we're going to get more into the meat and potatoes. So just keep those suggestions going and make sure that you fill out. I see some new responses here. So some of you all, while I was doing this, have gone ahead and filled out the form. And I'm going to go through some of my findings with you all in this form because I found some things to be really, really interesting here. But I see a few comments here. What's up, Pork Chop Black? What up? What up, man? It's been a long time, man. How's everything going? Hey, thanks so much for purchasing the shirt, Jacqueline. Really appreciate it. Yeah, balance. I was just saying that balance is something that a lot of people would like to work on, especially as we get older. Balance becomes very important because I forget exactly what the medical term is, but you start to become at a higher risk of falling just due to bone density, coordination, muscle imbalances, weight gain, lack of activity in NEAT, etc. So yeah, definitely balance is a great thing, and core strength, and then also just make sure we're working all planes of motion and just being well-rounded all around. So it's always something to work on, which is beautiful. What's going on, Ali? Shout out to Seattle. Yeah, so here are some of the, I'm giving you a sneak peek as far as the survey, some of the things that you all saying, something that I found surprising. So I asked the question, what is your current fitness level? And 43% of the people who answered said that they were advanced, 30% said they were intermediate, and surprisingly, only 22% people said they were extreme. All right, so our stream people, they a lot of times they're on here and they're commenting, they're very vocal, but it's actually 20% of the population where most people are going to fit into that intermediate and advanced slot. And I can't even see what, I guess that would leave like about 8% that's beginner. I asked, what's your primary fitness goals? And the top two things, build muscle at 76.3% people said they want to build muscle, and 66% people said they want to lose fat. And then we have other things like improve mobility and flexibility, improve cardiovascular strength, improve posture, and then balance coordination. The average person, so 50% of the people on HoyPRO work out 5 to 6 days per week, with 3 to 4 days coming in second place. And 64% of the people work out in the morning, with 11% in the afternoon, 15% in the evening, and 10% like, I don't know, whenever I can. All right. So I thought that was very, very interesting. And so when it comes to the aspects that people want to improve most in 75 Hoy, the top thing is the fitness. Most people want to improve on the fitness aspects, which makes sense because it is a fitness app and because the workouts are something that you want to get involved with. And even for the people who do like 75 hard, one of the hardest part is figuring out what your workout is going to be. So with 75 Hoy, you already have your workouts like pretty much picked for you. All right. And then you have the option, which is beautiful, to have the autonomy of picking your 30-minute workout. So I just dropped a 30-minute stepping workout. So it's an easy step cardio workout. There are some points in there where you are going to get your heart rate spiked, but it's all low impact. It's all standing, and you're going to work your core. I added some chest elements in there, some upper body elements. So that's a great workout, especially when we're starting off with 75 Hoy, for you to come back to. And I don't care if you repeat that same workout every single day. If your body's saying, hey, look, this is a way for me to stay active for that 30-minute session, then go ahead and go for it. So I'll be dropping more workouts like that and others that you can add on. But I know just going into this program, I'm not going to be filming a 45-minute workout with a 30-minute version of that workout with another 30-minute workout on top of that, because I'm one person. I wish I had like Santa's little helpers and all the other stuff running around, or if I really could get an editor, that'd be the best thing in the world. But yeah, I'll just sprinkle them in when I can. I'm doing some of my double days, adding in some extra workouts for you all and just more options. So for the people who aren't going to be doing 75 Hoy on HoyPRO, one way I want you to look at it, instead of having an all or nothing mindset, which is something that a lot of people say they want to work on. Welcome to the fist bump fam, Bree. Shout out to you. Big, huge fist bump for joining in. One thing that where was I at? One thing that let me ruminate here. Oh, so for the people who my brain is all over the place with all this stuff that I'm doing. I'm about to go 75 days into filming tomorrow, all that stuff, right? So for the people who are not doing 75 Hoy, because there are people on HoyPRO who aren't going to participate in this program, I want you to look at it as just 75 more workouts that are going to be coming for you to choose from. All right. So you don't have to do everything to do anything within this challenge. If you want to do the workouts, if you want to do the accountability aspects, if you want to do, like the fellowship and the community part or the family aspects, you can do that. You can pick and choose. This is still your fitness journey. We're just providing solutions and a complete package for people who do want to be able to do everything, or who do want to really challenge themselves as far as having a well-rounded health life, as far as their family, their food, their fitness, and their focus. All right. So 75 new workouts, really of 150, because they're 30-minute versions of each. So just a lot of content coming, and a lot of opportunities for you to, get fit. So just check into that. All right. So the two biggest things that people want out of this challenge so far are the fitness program and, surprisingly, the focus aspect. So the mental health and the motivation. All right. I thought it was going to be the fitness, and I thought it was going to be nutrition was going to be number two. Nutrition is coming in third, and then family and the focus relationship, as far as that, is coming in fourth place. And I want to ask you all in the comments, like, what is something that keeps you motivated to continue on throughout a workout challenge? Is it, for me, a little shamelessness? I love trying out different fitness outfits. I like being motivated to wear them. So I know if I have something great to wear, then I like if I get a new outfit, like it's like moving in art. I like clothes. Clothes are like art that you can wear. So if I get me some bright shoes, a little bit of pop of color or something like that, I'm like, oh, I'm wearing this tomorrow. I look forward to the workout. Or if I have some new exercises to try, it keeps me motivated. So what is something that keeps you motivated to continue on throughout a challenge? Because I know oftentimes one thing we want to see is you might have a goal to begin with. Like I want to lose weight. I want to, burn fat. I want to put on muscle, and that's not going to happen immediately because it takes the body time. So while that's going on, while you're giving your body the time to make the magic happen, what is something that keeps you motivated? Is it like affirmations that you look at? Is it a community that you get active in and share with others? Is it somebody else that you're following, or some motivational stuff that you see, or like an ideal or a dress that you have in your closet that you want to wear for the summer? Like what is keeping you all motivated? And just share with each other, because a lot of this is going to be us coming together to share with each other, as opposed to just kind of top down, hey, I'm the guy at the top of the hill telling you all what to do. We're all in this together, including me, because I'll be doing this challenge throughout. All right, so make sure as well that you all follow me on Instagram. I will be posting my like pictures, like my progress pics, making sure that all of my accountability stuff will be on there, and I'll be posting motivational stuff, what I'm reading, etc. So I'll be posting that on our Facebook group as well as our Discord. So make sure that you're clicked into the community, because part of this is joining a fitness community. Yeah, Tiffany. See, that's why I married you. That's one of the reasons out of that millions. But yeah, same new outfits, shoes always keep me motivated. So Luli HAD said, could you please let us know how I can join 75 Hoi from the app? I joined today and I'm not sure where I will find them. All right, so when you join the app, you automatically join our mailing list, and I'll be sending more information. The challenge starts April 7th, so it won't be live until then. It'll actually be live April 6th, because I always post on the Sunday before the Monday. So look forward to the first week posting April 6th. We're going to start April 7th, which is 75 days before summer. So the first Monday of April. I begin filming tomorrow, and which is going to be 2 weeks in advance. So I'm just getting as much information and as much, as much information out there as far as 75 Hoi before it actually starts. So it's not live yet. Right now, what we're doing on HoyPRO is our 28-day no jump challenge, which is great for people, especially if you want to take it easy on your knees. If you don't want to get up and down on the floor, there's a lot of standing workouts and a lot of like dumbbell and functional workouts like that as well. And it depends on your level, what you're looking for. But we're also doing, what is it? HoyPRO Lite. Stay fit. All right, so check that out. Let's see. So Alpha says, being fit, healthy, and lose weight, looking good in my clothes. And that's a very important thing. Like for me, fitness is about exploration, like exploring through my body, unlocking new like potential, and just new abilities. All right. So like I said, my posture, getting better at my hinge, helping my forward rounded shoulders, getting stronger, getting movement, or just when I'm like creating exercises, or just feeling like that your body like humming, and like the vibrations you get when you're up, you're active, you're alive, and you're moving. But we want to look good too, right? So we don't want to just be spinning our wheels. We want to make sure that aesthetically we do have those goals as well. And so I'm glad that you are acknowledging that, like looking good in your clothes, getting those compliments, feeling better. People, before they talk to you, or like your first impression is going to be your appearance. So the world, I don't know whether the world should be this way or not, but people do treat you differently when you're fit. I notice people straighten up when I walk in the room and I talk to them, or maybe I'm just a serious guy overall. But you do get a bit more respect. They say that person's serious. That person takes care of their health. So I'm going to be respectful when I approach them as well. Yeah, feeling good post workout, and so that's what Jody says. So if you know that you're going to be feeling it's crazy. Like going into a workout, sometimes you're like, I don't want to do it, but at the end of it, you never regret having done it. You always feel great. So if you can kind of capture that feeling at the end of the workout, and then when you go to the beginning of your workout, you're like, you kind of know that that's what's going to be the outcome. That can kind of help motivate you. So that's a good point. Staying healthy and fit for yourself and your family. That's my top. That's my top goal for even starting fitness. And Alpha says, how do I lose belly fat? The short of it is you lose belly fat by losing fat overall throughout your body. It's going to be different for different people because we don't dictate where the fat comes from, which is also known as spot reduction. You can't say, hey, look, I want to do a bunch of crunches and I'm going to lose, fat right from my stomach. Thanks so much for Luli for the donation. You're not going to be able to say, I'm going to lose fat right from my stomach or right from my back, or my thighs or whatever have you. It's going to come through losing body fat overall. And a great way to lose body fat is to get that deep carbon dioxide exhale. When you're doing workouts, that big, when you're feeling that, you're releasing body fat. So a lot of it comes through breath. A lot of it comes through urine, through feces, through sweat. So you want to do things like you want to raise your RMR or your resting metabolic rate. A great way to do that is to get stronger, right? Because muscle is more of a furnace for burning fat because it takes more of your metabolism to maintain that muscle. So if you put on muscle, especially things like your legs, because that's the largest muscle group in your body, you're going to start seeing yourself be fit overall. If you notice people who are like really fit, they usually got killer legs, all right? And then you're going to see strong core and posture and all that other stuff. But you want to get stronger. You want to incorporate some cardio. It doesn't have to be intense, crazy cardio. It can be going for long walks. It can be steady state. And you want to make sure that you're taking you're taking a not an aimless approach when you come to your diet and your nutrition. All right, you eat mostly whole foods, less processed foods. You're having protein with each one of your meals. I'm supposed to be giving you a short version, but yes, there's a way to lose your belly fat, and it does take time, and it's not going to come by fretting and looking over the scale every single day and wondering what's going to go, and then getting upset and then eating, yourself into putting on more. All right, so just stay focused. Put one foot in front of the other. Put your best foot forward, and continue to improve over time. 75 hard is exactly what you're looking for if you're trying to have a goal like that. Because we don't only just focus on the fitness, which we absolutely do. We're doing exactly all the things that I said. We're going to put an emphasis on strength training. We're going to focus on making sure that we're following a food plan. We're going to make sure that we're staying focused mentally, staying motivated, staying positive, reducing our cortisol, making sure we have mental health over every single thing else. And then we're also going to have community. So community with our fist bump fam, community with our family as well. And, I think a lot of people are going to have bigger breakthroughs than they thought initially when they were going into 75 Hoy, because it's really something that's going to change. It's very life changing, as far as reading more. Just think, how often do we read? How often do we call somebody and tell them we love them? How often are we, making sure that we're finding ways to keep fitness fun or going for a secondary workout or a walk? We're monitoring our steps, all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's really going to encompass all. And I'm really putting a guide together to really make it as dope as possible. Let me see. Yeah. God's Girl, what's up, God's Girl? Says, I look younger than I am, so I want my body and fitness to be the same. And that's absolutely right. I want to stay as young for as long as possible. Tiffany and I have 5 children. So I want to be here to see our grandchildren. I want to be here to still challenge my nephews to a race, because they're young and athletic and they always think they can take me. So all the way to my 50s, I want to be able to still beat them in a race and all that good stuff. So yeah, staying healthy and fit for my family and all that good stuff, and just staying young. Young isn't necessarily your age; it's your activity. If you're moving around, a lot of things that we associate with being older, whether it's having brittle bones or having poor posture or lack of mobility or balance, those are all things that we can manage. So at 41 years old, I'm not gaining anything. As far as like I look at, like, I have a 15-year-old son. He's still growing. He doesn't know how tall he's going to be yet. He doesn't know what his full shoe size is going to be yet. I know all that. It's good stuff. But now it's about maintaining what I have and then getting stronger and preserving. All right. So if you can start preserving younger, even better. So it's about staying young. Let's see. Um, Loving the 28-day no jump challenge after completing the Best Body 5. Shout out to you for Best Body 5. Best Body 5 was brutal, absolutely. So many great workouts in that. A lot of my favorite workouts, like the EMOM workout, if you all have done that on YouTube, that comes from Best Body 5. So check that one out as well. Peter says, how much protein should I get in a normal day? And so the American answer is, because I don't know how, like the metric and all that other stuff, but you're doing basically 1 gram per pound of body fat. It's been so long since I had to think about that. For me, I really get protein with every single meal. So if I'm having breakfast, I have a protein shake, and then I also have, which I take with creatine, and then I also have eggs. So I have 4 eggs with that as well, which are getting expensive in the United States. If I'm having lunch, typically I'll do something like some brown rice, mixed vegetables. I love a sweet potato. I eat sweet potato every day. Sweet potato with 3 or 4 pieces of like chicken tenders. So that's my protein source for that. And then dinner, Tiffany usually takes care of. Last night we had some tacos. I love tacos. I had 6 tacos last night. And they were turkey tacos. So just making sure you get protein with every single meal. And so when you think about that, that's going to actually keep it to where you're more satiated. If you're getting in good fiber, you're getting good protein. That's going to make it to where you're not wanting to binge and snack on everything. And then you can stay hydrated and drink water to keep you satiated as well. So keeping the positive and encouraging, I can't see up that hard, encouraging people around you, because people do affect your fitness journey. Absolutely. And what else affects your fitness journey is sleep. One thing that people really should focus on more is energy levels. So making sure that if you don't know what time, you should really focus on setting a bedtime, all right, instead of having it be sporadic, and then really just acknowledging your mood. And then when you go into your workouts, if you don't have a lot of energy, acknowledge that and go into the workout, put your best foot forward, and don't try to go overdo it. And then on days when you have more energy, put more energy into it. There's a way, that's kind of a fitness trend of people monitoring their VO2 max and their heart rate, and then their mood levels, and really basing their fitness on that. And I started to kind of move towards that, but it's a little complicated to explain, and I'm still studying it myself. So just keeping good high energy all throughout, even if you got to fake it sometimes it'll catch up with you after you fake the good energy. So we know the things that keep us, stuck in and motivated. What are some of the biggest challenges that you face when sticking to a workout plan, whether it's like finding time or, as I was just saying, having energy? What are some things that have prevented you in the past from continuing a workout plan? All right. I know some people just kind of forget. And I think one of the biggest things in this survey, we talk about it, it's the all or nothing mentality was so highly rated, because if let's say you've done 20 days and then you miss day 21, do I come back and do day 21 a day after and now I'm behind everybody, or do I do day 22? Oftentimes people say it's not perfect anymore, I'm out of here, I'm stopping the challenge. My advice is to go to day 22 and just keep moving, move forward, and don't beat yourself up about it. Things happen, life happens, there's going to be events and stuff. I think our anniversary, I think I planned this to work because I'm doing this 2 weeks earlier. Our anniversary, I won't be doing 75 hard during our anniversary, but this challenge absolutely goes through our anniversary. So Tiffany will still be doing it on our anniversary and stuff like that. But things happen in life, and a lot of you can't plan for everything, and it's not going to be perfect, and humans aren't perfect. And I'm going to say that on every single live that I do, because it's a message that I really want to get out there, because it's so much programming when it comes to fitness about being perfect. As I said earlier, I have upper cross syndrome. a bit of kyphosis, forward rounded shoulders, lower cross syndrome, asymmetrical hip shift, supinated foot on my left. Just different things that I'm working on. I used to have knee issues and wrist issues, which I was able to overcome. No one is perfect, and but we all have the ability to get even better. And one thing I love about health and fitness is it doesn't take as long as it took you to get in the position you're in to get out of it. All right, so I've been shooting like for the first 24 years of my life, really the first 30, I've been killing my posture. It's not going to take me 30 more years to fix it. All right. So if you've been gaining weight for the last 20 years, all right, if you like me, I've been out of high school for like 20 years. All right. So a lot of people, they're like, man, they're getting ready to go to their 20-year high school reunion and stuff like that. It's not going to take you 20 years to lose it. So even if it takes you a full year, 2 years, 3 years to get to where you want to be, it's not 20. All right. So our body is always trying to cut us a break, even though I know sometimes it feels like it's not working with us. You've been working out, you've been kicking butt, you might not even lost a pound in a whole month. And you're like, I've been putting in the work. Where is it happening? It's just boiling up, right? And it's like the saying goes, like a pot watch never boils. Like if you're looking at the pot, it's never gonna boil. It's gonna feel like it's taking forever, right? So that's how it is with burning fat and just getting in shape overall. Just keep on putting your best foot forward. Do the best you can do because that's all you can do, and you will make it happen. All right. So that's another thing I love about this extended challenge. It's 75 days, so it gives you enough time to measure, and really it gives you a fair opportunity to really see how far you've come with your health and with your fitness. So make sure you fill out this survey. Let's see. Just feeling lazy. Hey, lazy is real. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but that's what I'm saying as far as like watching your emotions and your energy levels. Now, if you're just a lazy person, you will have to work on that. Just to be honest with you, there's no magical thing that I can say. You have to actually get up and do the thing that sucks. But you can do the thing that sucks at a less suckable level. You know what I mean? So you can go with lighter weights. You can modify. I have modifications in all the workouts, including 75 Hoy, which I'm going to be programming. So find a level that you can accomplish it at and go after it with that. So what you want is you want some traction, and then with traction you can just keep going forward. But if no motion, you can't do nothing with nothing, right? Let's see. You and your wife Tiffany are looking great to have 5 children. What can I say? It's not like I gave birth to all these children. I did lose my hair in the process, though. I will say that. But Tiffany looks absolutely amazing. But thank you. What's up, Kathy? I make a note of any workout I miss in the challenge and do them at the end of the challenge. Now you can do that, but that's a slippery way to go because you're still kind of having that I have that completionist thing. Now some people are different. Like Tiffany and I talk about this every time. She'll look at my phone when I like go to my emails, and it'll say like literally 32,586 emails unchecked, right? And she'd be like, "Are you insane?" Like she has it to where if a notification pops up, it's like a little red one or something over email, she has to click it immediately. You know what I mean? So she has to kind of get that thing out of there. And me, I don't care how many notifications I got popping off. It's always something I didn't get to, so I'm not gonna kind of stress about it. So if you do kind of have that checklist thing going, I'll say, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but I will say that, just talking to different people who do this, you want to make sure that you're not slipping into a completionist have to do thing. If it's fun, like, I get to go back and do it, cool. But if it's like I have to, or I didn't do it, or I'm not honorable, I didn't really do the challenge, but I didn't do everything, I would say try to steer clear of something like that. Tiffany says, overthinking about how hard the specific workout for the day will be. Leg days used to be so dreadful to me before I realized I didn't have to go so hard. And that's a great takeaway. Oftentimes things are harder in our head than when we do them. Every day since 5 million years ago, I just do 60 seconds of push-ups. And when I'm doing like my mobility and like kind of like greasing the groove kind of warm-up workout, and it's harder in my mind than when I get down and do it, or just anything like that, even starting up with your workout, you might find out you procrastinated, even if it's not at the top of your mind, like in the back of your mind, you're like, wait, am I procrastinating? Because I should have been doing that workout. But it's just hard in your head. Once it's done, once the clock is going, like I said, just go at it the level that you can, and you're good to go. Shout out to Mexico. Alpha says, people expect quick results and get disappointed when they don't see positive changes. Which is understandable. That's very reasonable, because you have to pay in advance when it comes to health and fitness. You know, like it's so easy to fall off track. It's so much money and so much marketing that goes into selling you things that you shouldn't have. And there's so much waste that goes into our food. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you pretty much look at a lot of the ingredients that are in your food, they're actually byproducts of waste from like other manufacturing like processes that they're trying to find a way to not actually. It's a lot of companies like in plastics, and if you look at aspartame and stuff like that, that's actually a waste byproduct that they found was sweet. And so instead of paying a lot of money to manage their waste, a lot of companies are trying to figure out ways to repurpose waste into food. And that's why a lot of people are getting sick and stuff like that. So, yes, and then they market it to you. So it's very easy to fall off and get caught up in things that like really balloon us out of where we're trying to go with our goals. And it's harder to form a new habit. And I think it's kind of like against human nature to really just like focus in that way. So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of willpower. The fortunate thing is exercise is a great way to build willpower that translates to other areas of life that's not just working out. So I found that some of these challenges, like if I can make it through that, I can make it through anything. I can make it through writing my dissertation. I can make it through, sitting in this long press conference that I have to go to or whatever have you, because you're deciding in advance that you're going to take on a challenge. So it's just dope. Oh, shout out to Jody. She does the rainy day or back on track workouts. What's up, RJ? So if you want to sign up for 75 Point, we start April 7th, but we have a sale right now. We're doing 25% off of our annual membership. You can find a link for that right below in the description. I'm starting shooting tomorrow. So I wanted to kind of just touch bases with you all, get a feel, get an energy, get a like for what you all are looking for, and kind of just tapping into your input and your feedback before we start and going into this. All right, because I got a lot of responses. I just got some new responses on the survey. A lot of eye-opening things as far as different injuries that people have, different concerns that people have, different things that people want to work on, etc. So when I ask, speaking of injuries, when I ask people, are they currently nursing any fitness-related injuries? 38.3% of people said knees. Who responded? Some people didn't respond, but of those responses, like the highest of that is knees. All right. The second highest thing is lower back. So if you're in the lower back knee category, I absolutely feel you. That's something that I used to struggle with a whole lot. My knees got to a point when we were living at our last place, like really like in 2023, to where if I put any pressure on my right knee, it felt like you were putting an iron on my knee. It was so much, like it was like a burn, like to put any pressure on it. And I was able to recover that. That's partly why I got into a lot of mobility and a lot of corrective work. So just a lot of strength training. I started doing tib raises. I just started rebuilding all around that knee. And I found that it doesn't take just like stretching for these things. It actually takes strengthening and then some mobility and stretching as well. So that's a good killer combo for those things. So for people now, you do want to talk to your physician because we're all different. But I've been able to fix like my lower back hurting when I do, like when I used to do deadlifts, when I used to do squats, when I used to do side to side lunges, when I used to do overhead press, everything just kind of put the pressure right into my lower back. And that's because I had posture issues. But doing things like good mornings, doing things like the king squat, Jefferson curls, even like Jefferson cars, deadlifts with lighter weights. I've been doing cable like pulls, like I forget what exactly what it's called, but it's kind of like a deadlift with a cable pull in between your legs. It's just really focusing on that windmills and my mobility and kind of just going after and tackling that issue as opposed to saying, oh, I need to pull back because it's making my back hurt, etc. Then also building core strength, hamstring strength. So really building around the supportive things for that as well as, the actual thing. But with knees, I had to build my quads, I had to build my calves, I had to build my shins or my tips, my hip work, all that good stuff. So Jacqueline said, I used to pace myself off you and it was absolutely draining me. Then it dawned on me, girl, go at your own pace so you can make it through these workouts. So that's something that I have acknowledged. There are people who been like, I mean, I've been doing millionaire Hoy workouts for 3 years, and then something in life happens because when something in life always happens, and then they find, hey, look, I can't do the extreme stuff anymore. And so it's like they kind of phase out of doing my workout. So I've been doing a lot of workouts that do have people at an intermediate level or an advanced level, or people who can modify up. So things that are more accessible. And plus, we're getting younger. And just to be honest with you, my own training style has evolved. I'm not necessarily just a cardio junkie like I used to be when I was in my 20s, when I first started doing YouTube workouts, or even in my early 30s. And it's not due to being old, it's just due to being more educated and have more purposeful goals as far as the things that I want. The things that I want now more are related to balance. They're more related to posture. They're more related to strength. And then, of course, I love a good cardio burn. So things like that as well. So the recent workouts I've been doing for the Metcon, which incorporates a lot of compound movements that use multiple muscle groups at once. And then also like the standing exercises and the what do you call it? The one dumbbell. All of those still give you that good cardio feel that you want without even jumping half the time. So really just finding a way to, get the best of all worlds in at the same time. So shout out to RJ, just lost 70 pounds working out with us on YouTube. That's absolutely amazing. I always say 50 pounds is an impossible amount to lose because most people simply do not. Even if they have that in mind, it takes so much dedication and so much willpower and so much focus and consistency to come back and to push through and to really change your life. So I absolutely want to applaud you on losing 70 pounds. And if you can give us a tip on how you stay committed, or if you had to hit rock bottom before you did that, or if you just what made you decide to actually start tackling it, that would actually be amazing for a lot of people and really helpful for me to share with somebody else who may be in a position you were in when you first got started. Yeah, them elbows can do it. So one thing I do for elbows, Kathy, and we talked about this, I think, in the Discord. For elbows, I like to strengthen like my wrist and my joints. One thing I do is dead hang. So you all can't see it here. I could show it if I show up in the sky a little bit. I'm gonna give you like behind the scenes. Where are we at? Right up. Where are we at? Where you see it right there? Right up there, that's a pull-up bar. All right, so I have one right in the ceiling. And what I do is I just do dead hangs. So I try to do 3 minutes of dead hangs per day, which is you just jump in the sky, hold onto the bar, and it's great for, did I lose here? Am I still on? Let me see. Okay, yeah, it clicked me off somehow of the video. But yeah, so I just do dead hangs. They're good for decompressing your spine. They're good for wrist strength, for elbow strength, shoulder strength, core, maintaining core strength as well. It's stretching through your lats, your backs, and you rarely ever doing things with your hands above your head. And for people with rounded shoulders like me, it's also great as well. So dead hangs, I like to do farmer walks, which I do with a kettlebell, but you can do with a dumbbell. You work your way up to a heavier weight. Now I do this on a treadmill. I just walk for 30 seconds holding a kettlebell with a nice tight grip, and then I'll switch to the other hand. I start off first by doing 5 minutes, which I'll work my way up to, of waiter walks. So what a waiter walk is similar to a farmer walk, and let me know if I'm going too fast here, where you hold the weight by your side and you make sure you squeeze your shoulder blade back. With the waiter walk, you're going to take the kettlebell and press it up against your head. You're going to lock through your serratus anterior, lock through your scapula, through your lats, and you're going to hold that weight up and you're going to walk. I walk for 30 seconds and then I switch to the other hand, walk for 30 seconds, and I do that for 5 minutes, and then I hold it low for the farmer walk. So that helps with strengthening through my shoulders, that helps strengthen through my wrists, And of course, I really grip the weights strong when I'm doing things with like dumbbells or whatever have you. And so I get a nice, I'm a skinny guy. I've been skinny my whole life, but it helps my forearm get nice and muscular, and my wrist is nice and strong because I used to have problems with my hands. Another issue that I used to have with my hands was due to using the keyboard a lot. So I end up getting a vertical mouse. I'm sorry, using the mouse a lot because my hand was in this position, which just pinches right here. And so I would have weak wrists. So a vertical mouse, it makes your hand more like this when you move it. And so I just had to adjust to that. So if there's a will, there's a way. And there's, like I said, your body is always trying to give you another chance. So if you work with it, it will work with you. Yeah, everybody shout out to RJ. Look down for 1 second. No, this isn't Simon Says. You gotta tell me why. You know, you might be trying to look at my bald head. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but there's a lot of people who have different issues. Some people have sciatica, diastasis recti, like hamstring injuries. So, like filling out the survey has been good for kind of seeing what people are, so I can better program around that. And when it comes to the aesthetic goals, the number one goal people have is their belly, their core, and their six pack. So that's 76% of people said they want to do something around that. All right. The second place after that is arm definition. Pardon me. I'm sorry. Arms, then glutes, and legs. So, but a lot of people, the trouble area is going to be in the core. You know, and I know a lot of people talk about healthy gut, and a lot of that's going to come from diet. It's going to come from things like training your what's that called? Your TVA, your transversus abdominis, to make sure that your stomach remains flat. I do that through holding planks. I do that through doing pot stirs on a yoga ball. I even do that through, the dead hang. So RJ shared with us some of his keys. He said, I stopped stressing myself out to work out for an hour. I told myself 30-minute workout videos of yours was more realistic for my working schedule. So just be realistic with yourself, and also the eating habits. So that's part of what RJ did for losing 70 pounds. And this is something I say all the time, is that, it's about putting your best foot forward, right? Somehow in our crazy human brains, we think the all or nothing, so I'm going to set a goal to do an hour a day. If I can't do an hour a day, then I'm not going to do anything. And then the next day, maybe I can do an hour, so I do an hour a day. You're way better off just doing 30 minutes per day instead of doing that hour, because while you can save your ego doing that, it's not going to be the best for your goals. And deep down in your mind, you know what you're doing anyway. So it'll be better to get those wins, those, quote unquote little wins, as opposed to one big win at a time. So shout out, thanks for so much for selling that nugget with us. And you're getting very close to crushing a new milestone of getting under the 200. So that's dope. Do you agree with other people's views to eliminate carbs in order to lose weight? No, I have sweet potato every single day. But it depends on the individual. Some people do have like celiac disease, so they don't eat like bread and stuff like that. But me, I eat carbs. I eat healthy carbs. I eat whole foods. And what carbs does, if you see my workout, people like, where did you get all that energy from? It's from the carbs. Now I've already been practicing a 75 Hoi diet. So I haven't been eating my Brooks chocolate, which I love, with the little, acai berries or whatever it is. Tiffany let me know, it's probably blueberries. I haven't been eating any of the, little snacks or whatever have you. But when you see me with all that energy, it's going to come from eating carbs, so I have brown rice pretty much every day. I have a sweet potato or half of a sweet potato every day because I do meal prep. And then when it comes from meal prep, I do 3 days in advance. So I used to do 2 days, but now I found that 3 days is a good kind of beat for me, to where I don't have to prepare every other day. I can just prepare for 3 days. And I do that for my lunch. Breakfast, I cook straight. So I do not agree in eliminating carbs in order to lose weight. I really don't even believe in restrictive eating or dieting like that, but I do believe in minimizing waste and junk. We shouldn't be consuming junk into our bodies, junk in, junk out, and there's really no way around that. Shout out to China. Okay, and then RJ also says he works out 5 days a week. On the weekend, just walk for an hour, which is 4 miles for me, which is dope. That's what I did today. The last few days have been more light. I've been doing mobility and more walking as I get ready to go into filming for 75 Hoy. All right, so I didn't want to come in here with my joints being all kind of brittle and having lifted heavy and all that good stuff. So. Just a quick refresher, make sure that you check the link down below in the description. You can get the 75 Hoy merch, the 75 Hoy drip, so they'll be here on the first day that you start this challenge and carry you all the way through. Some people may want to like frame the 75 Hoy or hang, I'm being dramatic, hang it up and then wear it on the last day. Some people want to wear it on the first day, but make sure you go ahead and grab that. It's hot to presses. We just released it today. So that you all can be able to get it by the time we start this challenge. It's going to start in 2 weeks. This is the final 8 days, so basically a week left to actually, if it's not 6 o'clock yet, but at 6 o'clock it'll be 7 days left for 25% off of HoyPRO. This promo is available to those people who are already HoyPRO members. You just have to go into your billing settings and enter the code March25. So even if you're a HoyPRO member, we do still look out for you. I know a lot of times, like I'm a member of Photoshop and like Creative Cloud. And I keep seeing all these sales. It's like, hey, look, we have a new 40% off sale. And I'm like, man, I've been with you all for like 8 years as a paying subscriber. I'll never get the discount. All right. So we do kind of look out for you all. It does hit us a little bit, just to be honest with you, when it comes to business, because we're reducing the price of the members we have. But we know that good faith also leads to the type of community we have, to where it's like people who stay rocking with us. They acknowledge that, we do look out for them, and that's what keeps us strong. All right. So we have 7 more days left for that, almost. Take 3 hours. So make sure you take advantage of that, because this will be our last sale until we're finished with 75 Hoy, at least on the annual membership. And then what else? Make sure you fill out the survey down below in the description. And is there more prompts? But all the good stuff is down there below in the description. So yeah, I'm absolutely excited. So if you all have any other questions, go ahead and drop them down below. We've been on here for almost an hour. It's kind of like the workout when I talk to you all. Time just flies. But I know I have to continue writing tomorrow's workout. So I am still interested in knowing what something that you all want to improve on, as far as like a physical skill, whether it's doing an elevated squat, or maybe a thruster, or maybe it is a burpee. And also let me know if I should add burpees to the fitness test. All right. Like, should I add burpees or not? Because that's something I'm kind of on the table with, because I know it is a great thing to measure, like how many you were able to do within a certain amount of time. But then also I could have a secondary option of having like an inchworm crawl instead of the burpee sprawl. So let me know down there as well. Yeah, so I'm looking at the survey now, and it's like, what type of exercises do you avoid? I want you all to guess what's the number one. I think you already know what the number one answer is, but try to guess the top 3 things that people say that they want to avoid when it comes to exercises. Do you do meal plans for customers? No, I don't do meal plans. And when it comes to 75 Hoy, we will ask you all to subscribe to a meal plan, and I'm going to give you all some general guidelines. There's just so many things when it comes to meal plans, and I'm personally not qualified for that. I'm not a clinical dietitian. All right, so yes, there are trainers that you can go to and they can tell you eat this, eat that. I can tell you what I eat, but there's so much that goes into it. I actually started studying, like I took this course to try to learn more about how to become a dietitian and stuff like that. I'm like, it's just so much when it comes to like how your blood levels and all types of stuff. So I think it's, if you don't know how complicated it is, it's kind of like Dunning-Kruger. If you don't know how much it takes to really produce a good workout, like diet plan, you think you can, because you have no idea how complicated it is. So Jolie wants to improve the formal lunges. I'm okay with burpees because I'm going to modify them because my knee is acting up again. Yeah, that knee can do it. I really recommend, if you haven't started trying, look up TIB raises, TIB raises. You can do those weighted. You can also do those against like a wall and like lifting up, your foot and your heel. But just look up on YouTube for the tib raise or tibialis raises. Those have been really helpful for me and a missing part that I've had as far as healing my knee. I used to have serious knee problems. Now I have bulletproof knees. Or you can look up the what's the guy, knees over toes guys. He has so much stuff on the knee. And then there's a guy who he's like lower back guy or something like that. And if these people know what they're talking about, they're pretty good. Highly recommend them. So can I say add burpees? Okay. Add burpees with a modification. Okay, I'll say that you all gave me the go ahead on a burpee. So when people curse me out, you know. Guys, I enjoy walking. Also, now it's beginning to be spring weather. Yeah, we're getting that spring weather. So guys, girls, locals near me in Chicago. So yeah, we're getting good weather outside. Depending on the area in Chicago you have to be careful. You know, it gets the first few hot days they get hot in another way. Let's see. Push-ups, lunges, squats. Man, that's close. Burpees, not me. Push-ups, full sit-ups. Also, at the top, the number one thing is not burpee, which is crazy. The number one thing exercise that people dislike or avoid is push-ups. Number 2 is burpees. Number 3 is lunges. So that's kind of that's very surprising to me. I didn't know people didn't like push-ups that much. And when it comes to exercises that people avoid, legs is like at the top of the list. I didn't really factor whether it's number 1 or not, but leg days is pretty much number 1. And I had no idea that legs were that disliked. It's like I'll skip leg day completely. I won't do legs at all. And I honestly feel you on that. As I said earlier, I used to have so many issues with my lower back that anything lower body, it would literally be burning. Like I'll be going through a workout. I'm like, I think after this, after I'm finished with the workout, I think go to the hospital. You know, like my back is burning so much, right? So I think a lot of other postural issues lead to us not liking it. The lower body work. And it's so much, especially with all the sitting that we do, we kind of lock up through, you know, our hips and all that good stuff. We get gluteal amnesia, all that good stuff. So all that bad stuff. So I get it when it comes to lower body. But I think as you go into the approach, I used to hate doing legs. It's now my favorite area to work out. Legs and core now. I really like working core because I like the different planes of motion, the twisting, you know, and just getting core strength makes me better in my cardio as well. So I noticed when I started lacking in my cardio, where I love my cardio and I'm gonna be good in it. But when my core is strong, my cardio is better. It just absolutely I can run way longer. I can do so much more if my core is strong. My breath control is better. So Tiffany doesn't like crawls. Yeah, I've been actually practicing crawls more, which has been great for just pushing and serratus anterior work and scapular work as well. Just as a movement pattern, I think crawls is something that people probably should practice on a daily basis. If you can find yourself in a crawling position, it's really a great primal movement just for overall fitness. And if you can't do that, I would say start with things like doing bird dogs, which is one of the McGill Big Three. You know, McGill is the smartest back guy in the world. So as far as if you're trying to improve your posture, doing things like the bird dog, which is where you stand on all fours or you're kneeling on all fours, you lift one arm and the opposite leg kick back. That's really great for building your lower back, building your shoulder, and getting you better into crawl positions, which also helps with your push-ups. So yeah, God girl hates burpees. Coyotes. Who said coyotes? Because coyotes do be out here. Oh, that's Tiffany. Yeah, everywhere we move has coyotes. The last 3 places we have have had a coyote issue. Our last place was very rural. I can't say 2 R words or WR word, but rural area that we lived in. So we had like a forest behind us, and we were kind of isolated, and we just had crazy packs of coyotes that would go crazy at night. Here, they're on the prowl too, so it's kind of crazy. Yeah, but we have a treadmill. Coyotes are generally afraid of humans, but unless they're rabid, and then they're the scariest things on earth. So, all right, let me see what else on here before I head out. If you all have any other questions. Oh, the key thing is, what's one thing that you all would like to see? Like, what's one thing that you all want to get from 75 Hoy? You know, I know people are open to a challenge. Sometimes you want to be challenged. You want to give yourself something to overcome, something that's gonna, you can forge yourself and make yourself better. But what's something that you want to see at the other end of this? Because we're gonna commit 75 days. So I want to make sure that when we get to the end of that rainbow, that we have what we were coming for. So you all's feedback and input is very, very helpful in that. So just let me know. Have you ever eaten smelling salts? I've never been in the same room as smelling salts. Eating smelling salts? What we doing? Eating them? No, I've never been that hungry in my life. I actually try to reduce sodium in my diet overall. Like I try to not really put salt in my food that much. But I don't say that a lot because it scares people and they think I'm crazy, which I am, and then they know it. So, or you can tell me like a personal goal you would like to achieve over the next 35 days. Some people are preparing for like a race. Some people are trying to get like ready for a wedding. Some people are trying to get ready for summer because it is that time right before we get into it. We are getting to anniversary season, so if you got any special plans, you want to, hey, show your significant other, hey, I still got it. Look at me, look what you got, So a lot of people have different goals. That stuff tastes. My least favorite thing on earth to eat is wasabi. It tastes like pain. I cannot stomach it. I don't like the smell of it. It gives me a headache. It tastes like bleach and bad thoughts. It tastes like if you blended bleach, pennies, and a bunch of jewelry and then added hot sauce to it. Like I can't stand wasabi. So yeah, people like it. So just like people think I'm crazy, I think y'all crazy. But more wasabi for you because I can't get with it. So someone said, want to ask about the 30-minute workout that I have to do by myself. Is there something specific, or we can do yoga, mobility, stretching, exercises? All those things you just said are great. So the 30-minute workout is going to put you in a position to where you can go for a 30-minute walk. You can, like hit the treadmill. You can do yoga. You can do Pilates. And the cool thing about leaving it open is it gives you an opportunity to explore. As I said earlier, my favorite thing about fitness is the ability to explore and to kind of like take away the pressure of having to. All right. So if you want to stretch every day, if you want to go for a walk, if you want to add some accessory exercises, if you want to say, hey, look, this is a strength and conditioning workout. So let me add in some cardio here. You can do it as well. I started to like have suggestions that I was going to add, but I really want people to explore on that. So I didn't want to create like, oh, here's the 30-minute workouts that you all should follow, because people would then just follow those. So I'm going to give you the 45-minute workouts, and I want you to explore, and you may find like a new love for something. You might want to try dancing, or you might want to try, I don't know, skating, roller skating or something, so it's getting warmer outside. So yeah, you can do more strength. It's totally up to you. You can jump rope. I recommend taking it easy within the first like week or two, just so your body gets a feel for all of the stimulation that it's getting. What is your opinion on steroids? I'm anti. I'm an anti-steroids guy. I got accused of being on steroids twice in my life, and those are the highlights of my life. As a guy who's just naturally skinny, to be accused of steroids is like, man, I'm really doing something out here, right? So, my opinion on steroids is that they can be helpful for people who have medical conditions. Some people do need that, and I think that's kind of where they should stay. I think a lot of people do suffer from body dysmorphia, whether it comes from wanting to be big enough or wanting to be small. We have the bodies that we have genetically, and I think really appreciating who we are. Some people are going to be thinner. I'm never going to be a huge guy, right? And I have no problem with that. Tiffany's not even attracted to big muscles like that, So she likes the aesthetic that I have is more like a soccer player, or if I get a little bit bigger, I'll be more like a rugby player. So, yeah, I'm not steroids. I'm not even for putting like a lot of like crazy chemicals in my mouth with regular food. So, but that's just my opinion on it. I mean, some people there's a new push, especially around the younger population, because they grew up with like Instagram and with like social media. a lot of the younger people are more open now to cosmetic surgery, and they're open more to like anabolic steroids. And we're seeing people who are in their 20s looking like they're 30 years older than they are. Like they're more than twice their age. They're aging quickly. They're getting their back knee, and it's becoming like a sickness. I'm not going to name drop, but we know some of them who are very popular on YouTube and TikTok. Um, and yeah, a lot of the younger people are more self-conscious about how they look and how they present physically. So, yeah, we have to be very careful, and maybe even talk to like our young children, teenagers, high schoolers about stuff like that. Yeah, when you get accused of steroids, now I got accused twice. I'm like, I hope they're not trolling. Are you actually a millionaire? Not currently. I have been in the past. It's been a rough, few years post COVID. But I hope to get back on my feet. But I'm out. Like my parents, like I said, I got this name because my father said that when I'm born, I'm already a millionaire because I have everything I need. So in that sense, yes, I am a millionaire. Uh, just want to be fit. But my name is millionaire. Some people don't know that. Some people don't know that my name is millionaire, which is crazy because some people I've known for like years. They think that like people, and some people are turned off by the fact that my name, like my fitness channel is Millionaire Hoy Fitness. They're like, what is this money thing? Like they think I'm shallow about money, but I don't. I'm somebody who doesn't care about any of that stuff. I try to stay humble in that way. Um, Got any tips for ex millionaire? Yeah, if you can find something that you're passionate about, that you would do for free. We're very fortunate. Hey, thanks so much, Luli, for the super chat. Appreciate it. If you can find something that you're passionate about that you would do for free, and that you feel that you're offering something different to the market than what's already out there, I would say go for it. It's like a 5 to 6 year overnight success thing where you work hard at something. It's kind of like fitness. You work hard at something, you don't see the results right away, but then you're learning constantly, and eventually you have a breakthrough. So I think the average person who does make it to like a millionaire status, the average person actually becomes a millionaire through inheritance, just so you know. So we get all these entrepreneur success stories. Most people get money through inheritance and divorce. So it's usually coming from somebody who has money. But yeah, if you can find something you're passionate about, I say go it and that you would do for free, go for it, because even if you don't make it to where the financial thing you wanted to, you still got to explore and do something you do. And sometimes being able to just continue do what you love doing is payment in and of itself. And if you can make some good money off of that, that's a beautiful thing. But then also handle your business, don't be too idealistic. Make sure that you're not getting robbed. Because when you do follow your passion, there are people out there who will take advantage of that. And I've experienced that myself on countless occasions. So if you can manage a level 6 advance, we will be so thankful. If you want to do a level 6 advance, you can do, if you look on my YouTube channel, it's the hardest workout ever. That is what I have, like extreme, and then there's impossible. Then also look up the 500 burpee challenges that I have. Those are like level 6. They're ridiculously tough and for people who are insane. So what do you advise as far as meals for a lunch on the go? I'm not actually well versed in that. I am somebody who is privileged to work from home. I do have a few staples that if we were to go out, like have in mind some like healthy restaurant things that you can get. Like I have a few, like I have like 2 sandwiches that I can get from Panera, and then I have a Chipotle bowl mix. So, hey, shout out RJ. I appreciate you so much for the donation. Look, every time you all donate, it goes right back to the channel. So, one thing when it comes to the Facebook, the fist bump members, when it comes to the donations we get to the channel, it goes right back into being able to make the content better. So, thank you so much for going the extra mile and donating and putting it forward so other people can benefit from what you did. So it doesn't just benefit me, it benefits us all. So thank you so much. So Yeah, some people do think I named myself. Like I was like, I changed my name to Millionaire Hoy. If I changed my name, it would at least be billionaire. It wouldn't be millionaire. I would probably be like Chad. Chad is a good first name, like Chad, like McPherson or something. Like I think Chad McPherson is a solid name. It wouldn't have been millionaire though, but I do appreciate it. My name, I like it. It's always an interesting. It's like an interesting part of my personality to have that name. So, with that being said, I'm about to head out because I could be on here with you all forever. I didn't mean to be on here this long. So sorry if you all had other things to do. But thank you all for spending your time here with me. I just want to make sure that we're making it the best possible challenge that we're going into that's going to help us in all areas of our life. Again, the community survey is down below in the chat. The link for the 25% off for HoyPRO is down below in the chat. We're trying to get as many people in on this challenge as possible. So if you can, tell a friend, hey, look, I'm doing 75 Hoy. It's going to start April 7th. We're going to be improving our family. We're going to improve our fitness. We're going to be improving our food. We're going to be improving our mental focus. And we're all going to be better going right into summer. So I know a lot of people looking at the belly fat aspect of it. We're going to be working on that too. We're going to be getting better aesthetically. And we're going to be building more as a community. So I'm about to lock in tomorrow. I'm going to start filming for 75 days straight. So y'all wish me luck. And I'm looking forward to every second of it. The only thing I don't look forward to is the editing aspect. All right, so check all the links down below. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me. Thanks so much for people who donated and who joined the Fist Bump family as well. And I'll holler at you all. Peace out.